Welcome back to the final part of how to build a Colorado model building. At this point, you could pretty much take your building, something like that, and put it out on the railroad, and you'd be set to go. You don't have to put lights in yours. You don't have to decorate it up. They're good to go just as they are. But one of the things that makes the Pico and the Pola buildings, to me, really stand out is all the signs that they include. So I'm going to show you how to make your own signs at home, and make ones that actually last more than a couple of days outside. What we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to some label material, and this is it right here. It's a polyester, almost a vinyl label material, and the entire page is a sheet of this label material. And I'm going to go into where to get it and all that in the next part of this video. And so, as you can see, what I have done is this is my binder, and I have all sorts of tabs and some railroad crossing signs. I've got some of these been outside for a couple of years now, and they're holding up great. Railroad crossing signs, you name it, and I've got it in here. And I've got most of these sorted by tab. And so like these are city signs, something you might see in the city, and these are all printed on this vinyl polyester. This is actually a billboard, and all my soda signs are right here. If I've done buildings, like I've made a Dairy Queen for the layout and a Dollar General, and a Krispy Kreme. I print extras in case something happens or I mess up or whatever. So I keep all my extras here. And these are automotive, oil, gas, car, and these are warning signs for things. I've got, warning flammable, and again, these are milepost signs, whistle post signs. Danger, diesel fuel, or whatever. And something else that makes this label material really great is you can actually print out curtains. These are just designs that I found out on the internet and printed in color on this label material. You can take it just as it is, cut it up a little bit, and either tape it, glue it. I like to glue it in the windows, and then you can completely hide a window if you don't want it, don't want the light to come through, or you can do a partial. I've done a lot of those, and it looks really, really good. Moving on, we've got here are actually some Pico and Pola that I had left over from something, and you really can't tell a difference between theirs and the ones that I printed. I also do, thanks to Jim Vichek up in Maryland, barcodes for the cars, and labels, do not load, property of, I print those on this same label material, and they've been holding up great outside. I also, in my same binder, keep decals. I've been repainting a lot of locomotives and cars, and so I keep all of my extra decals in here, and here again I've got them sorted by type and whatnot. This was a Sweetwater series that I did. Locomotive decals, and Castan Leaf always sends you a couple extras, and so I always keep the extras just in case. Here's some more Pico Pola stuff. So some of these are in German, and I really don't want German stuff on there, but I keep them anyway. And then I've got some dry transfer and other type of decals in here. These were some stuff that came with a couple of cars, but and here's some stuff that I did in black and white, and as you can see, it looks great. These are actually on a Colorado model building outside for the Blairsville Inn, and one of the things that I like, I don't know if we can get this in, but yeah, it's not gonna focus too well with the glare, but within Microsoft Word or Publisher, you can go in and type up stuff like this. And if you can read the fine print, it says, "This site possesses of historic significance that has deemed worthy by an important bunch of old people." Nobody's ever going to get close enough to look at it and read it, but it's there, and it's funny. I actually did some big railroad crossing things. I'm going to put these, hopefully this summer, I'm going to put these on styrene and have a couple of small grade crossing signs around the layout where people cross. And then back here are more that I have printed, but I haven't come through and cut them up and sorted them out yet. So hold on, and I'm actually going to go onto the computer next and show you how to make these and how to go get the pictures and put them in the computer and make these and print these. So while you're getting ready for that, a couple of things you might want to do this is the label material, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a minute. And then you're going to want some styrene. This is some very, very thin styrene, and we're actually going to put the labels, stick the labels to this, and then we'll put a tiny dot of glue on the back of this to glue them to the building. As you can see, I've actually cut out several pieces. Here's a half sheet I cut up. So, and then you're going to need a pair of scissors, and, you know, whatever your favorite glue is, and sit back and enjoy. Alright, welcome to the last part of how to build a Colorado model building. If you notice, we're at a computer. We're not in the workshop today. I'm going to take a couple of minutes and show you how to make signs for your buildings. You can use these signs for your Colorado model buildings. You can use them for anything on your garden railroad. You can even do billboards and all sorts of stuff for it. Your imagination, just let it go wild. So the first thing is you need a label material that's going to hold up outside. This is from onlinelabels.com, and this is the part number, or the number for it. And as you can see, this is weatherproof polyester labels. They make these for inkjets and whatnot. I have a color laser printer here at work, so I use that. I also use my black and white printer for a lot of stuff as well. But as you can see, these are weatherproof and they are polyester. And these hold up wonderful outside. Now we're going to talk a little bit later about helping protect them, but these will not crack, these won't peel. Now if they're in direct sun, they're gonna fade. That's just the way it is. I've sprayed mine at home with some UV spray, and it's helped prolong things. For the buildings that are in the shade and don't get direct sunlight, they've lasted a lot longer. But for this package, you get 100 labels. And this is a full page label. As you can see, this whole thing, this entire sheet is the label. And so you can do 8.5 by 11 and put whatever you want on here. The label material's got a little bit of a gloss to it, which is fine. And then we're gonna, a little bit later, once we get back in the shop, I'm gonna show you how I take them from this and put them on the buildings. But the first thing you're going to need is the label material, and this is what I use. There are other choices out there. This package of 100 labels cost me $39. I've ordered a bunch. This is my second package of 100 labels, and so they usually run $49. So 50 bucks for a package of 100, which, you know, do the math, that's 50 cents. Which on an entire sheet here, you can get quite a few signage type stuff. So you're gonna need something to go outside. And this is what I use, and I've had really, really good luck with it. It works great, holds up well. I haven't had any peel or crack or split. Like I said, I've had some fade, but you know, that's to be expected. And I'm still playing around with some UV sprays and whatnot, and we'll go there. The next thing you're going to need is a computer. You're going to have to have something to type up and do whatever. My program of choice is Microsoft Publisher. You can do Word, you can do Excel, you can do PowerPoint. I like Publisher because there's no grid lines, nothing. It's just a blank canvas. If you don't have Publisher, you might have it and not even know it. It's one of those programs that a lot of people, it's a part of Office, and a lot of people don't even know it's here. It's really meant for creating calendars, flyers, all sorts of stuff. And so once you have, you know, you open it up and you start, you're going to need some pictures. And almost all of my pictures that I have for my signs, I have gone to Google type in whatever it is, and boom. And then you just save the image. So hold on one second. Okay, so now that you've got your label material or whatever you're going to use to print your signs on, if they're going indoors, you can just use regular paper label material. Those will hold up really well inside. If you're going outside like me, you're going to want to go with the polyester weatherproof labels. So now you need some signs, some images to make your signs with. I start at Google and type in whatever type thing I'm looking for. So in this case, I've typed in Coca-Cola signs and old Coca-Cola signs, and then we just hit search, and you better believe, you know, you just get this at first, but what you want to do is come up here and click on images, and boom, all the old Coca-Cola signs you could ever want. Now, since we are, you know, making these for our buildings, we're not infringing upon any copyright or anything like that, because we're not selling these, we're not using them in a bad way. So I want this one. I'm gonna put this one next to a gas station or something. And so this is just the preview of it. Over here you're gonna see a little view image, and then this pops up, and then what we want to do is right click and then save image as, and then we're going to save it somewhere where we know where it goes. So I'm going to put it on my desktop, and boom. Now I do this, I save, you know, dozens of things, and, you know, find them, whatnot, and give you an idea of what I have already. Here is publisher, and let me blow this up. I found some of these online, and these are, I was making some posters for bicycle shopping, some other things, and so here they are already stuck in, and you know, just give you an idea of what it looks like when it's getting ready. And if you come over here, you can see I've got more signs. I move them around depending on, you know, and here's some more. This one's actually like for a small billboard type thing. Yep, there's some, well, same thing, hold on. The hamburger sign, the Ford, Indian motorcycle, whatnot. These are some ones that I've done previously that I've got these on a file, and you can see I've got pages and pages of them already pre-done. So let's go over to our blank page, and so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to put it in here and get it the right size, because if we stick it in here right now, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go up to insert, and we're going to click on picture, and then we're look on the desktop, and there's the old Coke sign, so we're going to insert it. Now that right there, I can tell you, is a couple of inches tall by a couple of inches wide. It's going to be way too big for a building. In Publisher, there is a toolbar you can just drag across, and it's actually a ruler that tells me. And this one's just over 3 inches tall. That's way too big. Now there's two different ways you can scale this down. You can click on it and then grab the corner, and you see it, get the double arrows, and I can shrink it down just like that. The way I like to do it is I know ahead of time how big I want my sign to be. I've measured the building, I know what my dimensions are. And so what I like to do is you just click on it once, so you get the little dots around it, right click on the picture, and then we're going to come down here, we're going to click format picture, and I'm going to click on that. And then what we want to do is come to size. There's a tab with size on it. I want this to be 1.5 inches tall. And so, and I'm just making up that size. And so I click the arrows 1.5 inches, and then I come down and click OK, and it's automatically going to shrink it to the right size. And then the best part is I can just come over here and stick it in a corner, and then keep adding images. Now, maybe you want to do a couple of these and you want to have a couple of different sizes at your disposal. You know, great thing, you can click it once, right click, and then choose copy, and then right click again and just hit paste. And boom, now you've got two of them exact same size. So whatever size this one is, if you copy and then you paste it, it's going to come out. And then it's just a matter of printing. Now, I know some of you are going to say, I don't have a color laser printer. I don't have, you know, color printing. You can take this and save this as a PDF. And a PDF will preserve all of the color images, and any print shop will be able to print it. So in order to save as a PDF, and you can do this in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, you can save a PDF. We click on our file, and then we're going to click on Save As. And right here it says a Publisher file. There's PDF. And so Save As type PDF, and then we'll name it Coke. You can save this to a flash drive, save it to a disk. You can even, in some cases, email this file ahead of time to your print shop, Kinko's, the FedEx print store, whatever, and they will print it. And what you can do is take the label material with you, and they will print it on that label, on that same label material for you if you don't have access to a color printer. And so yeah, it's just that easy. You know, very, very easy to make your own signs. I'm gonna get rid of all of this, back to here, and so yeah, and it's really easy. Here's one that I did. I made a Krispy Kreme building, and you can see I've got a couple of pages over here, and these were all of the signs that I laid out for my Krispy Kreme. My Krispy Kreme building. And so if I'm gonna make one, I usually put two on here just in case I mess something up. The label material isn't that expensive, so I usually, you know, if I'm planning on doing one, you know, I'll put two on there just to be on the safe side. So if I mess up, I've got a backup. And here we've got the hot donut signs and some smaller versions that I did. And then here we had the, you know, a couple of these were for the window, inside the windows and whatnot. Now, as you can see, these are turned up and down from this. These are the exact same signs. The only thing I did was grab that green dot and rotate it around to make it fit better. And so that's the basics right there. You know, I took these and I printed these on the color laser printer. I didn't print all of these. I printed one page at a time, depending on what I needed. But yeah, and the next part here, I'm going to show you how to take these once you've got them printed and turn them into signs that you can use on your buildings. Okay. And one last thing I want to leave you with before we go back to the shop and I show you how to cut these out and work with them. Definitely what you want to do is something like I've done here, where you can say I've got pages and pages of them. And you don't have to print every single, you know, this is a 9 pages long, and you don't have to print all 9 pages. If you want to, you can print one page at a time. And the reason you see some blank spaces over here is because I've moved stuff around, I've clicked them and copied them over to other pages, and that's why some of these duplicate. And so some of these are actually like this is one whole image I found online somewhere, and this was, you know, another image. Now sometimes if you notice when I put it over top, it's going to cover up the Pepsi because this whole thing is one image. So unfortunately sometimes it's harder to put, but it's a great idea to save these intact, and that way you can go and delete all of the images that you've downloaded and they will stay here on this page. All of these pictures that I've downloaded and stuck on here, I got a bunch of these from a website, I don't remember where, but for instance, on the depot, I'm definitely going to be having a public phone sign. You know, public telephone, that'll be on the building somewhere. So, you know, these are, you know, and some of these I did a couple of years ago. And some of these I don't think I've used at all, and some of them, you know, I've used multiple times. But it's always a good idea just to have them saved, and then you can go back through and you know, look at them, and if there's something you want, then you can move it over to another page. You can create a whole nother document and then just cut, you know, not cut, click it, copy it, and then paste it over on the new page, and then just print that particular page. And something else that you can do is, one last thing I'll show you here. You can definitely, you don't need images, you can definitely just do just some black and white signs. If you've noticed, you've been following along on the Facebook page, this was some signs I made, and these are just text boxes, and I changed the fonts around, and you can see, you know, there's a little text underneath of it. I've got, these are not even a ½ inch tall. Loading dock and no parking signs, you know, you can do them in black and white if you don't have, and these look great, you know, regardless if they're not in color. So you're not limited to just pictures out on the internet. You can definitely type something up. This is just a text box that I, you know, did the text in white and then did a black fill, and came out like this. And then there were some border options in the format text box area, and so you're not limited to just any one particular thing. And you can put color on here and print it in black and white. So when we come back, we'll be in the shop. I'm going to show you how to take these and get them ready for your building. Okay, so here we go again. Here is the building, and just to refresh your memory, this is one kit, this is the second kit, and this is actually the same kit as this one over here. If you've missed part one, this building is identical to this one, except that for this one I came in and trimmed this out and put in the freight door here. A little modification. This is the signal tower that they sell, and I cut the top part off that had all the windows around it. I didn't think that looked correct for here. And as you can see, it is resting on some white material. Since this is a station, I want it to sit up a little bit, and I want it to have a platform. So this is PVC board, PVC wood. It's a great product for a garden railroad. It is super stable. It won't twist, warp, rot. Bugs won't touch it. You can paint it whatever you want. And I'm going to paint this gray eventually. So it has a concrete look to it, and then some weather or whatnot make it look that way. As you can see, I've already put a couple of signs on. And actually there's one down here already. And I'm still trying to figure out where I want all of them to go. I've got my Coke sign here. I've got a REA sign down there, and I've actually got a public telephone down there. I want to do another public telephone sign, so all I have done is cut the sticker out, the label, and applied it to my really thin styrene, and then I cut that out again, except this time I trimmed it really, really, really close. And so I've got this. You know, it's nice. It's not super thick. For some signs, I actually put these. I put this label material on a thicker piece of styrene, so it stands out from the building just a little bit, and it gives it that 3D effect. So in that case, I just use a little bit thicker styrene, but as you can see, it's pretty thin. And then flip it over, and I'm just going to put a little tiny dot of glue on the back, if I can do this one-handed. And so I've got my little dot of glue, and then I'm going to put this right next to over here, and there. And here's a little no spitting sign. No spitting on the platform. It's not focusing in on it, but no spitting on the platform. Blah 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 blah. And so again, I'm just gonna put a little tiny dot on there. The reason I don't want to put a whole lot of glue on it is a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, if I want to pop it off, I can. This glue holds super well, but if the sign, I want to change it out, I can. And so I just place it on there. And like I said in an earlier video, this glue is a gel type stuff. And so once you stick it on there, it's not really going to go anywhere unless it's very heavy. Here's a buy war bonds. I stuck it on the styrene, and as you can see, it's nice and resistant. I don't know if I'm going to want to put this here. I do have a station board that I have yet to print out, and that's going to go somewhere over here. It's going to Southern Railway train board, order train board with all the passenger trains listed. So once I get that printed, this might come down here. I might redo this one and print a little bit smaller one, or dig through and find one that's even smaller that I already have. So that's how I do signs. And as you can see, it adds a little bit of color, it changes up the building, and I'm going to show you one more way to do signs without doing having to have a computer. So hold tight, and we're going to do one more with the signs. Alright, so this next thing I'm going to show you is a super simple way, and it's pretty cheap. Once you buy the machine, to do some signs. They're not going to be anything near like these, but if you want some station signs and you want to do number boards for your locomotives, or maintenance away signs, whistle posts, you can use this next thing. And this is a Brother label maker. I'm calling myself pretty organized, and so I like to label everything so I can find it. And this is what I use to do quite a bit of little signage and whatnot. And all we do is just type in whatever it is. It's got some built-in fonts already, and you can type in whatever. You can actually do a couple of, you can do, depending on the label itself that you're using. This is a 9mm white with black. You can buy different cartridges. This is an 18mm. The tape itself is clear, but the labeling is black. I've got one over here where this one is a 12mm. It's a white tape with a red on it. They got a lot of different colors and whatnot, so you can, do a lot of different things with it. So what I want to do is make a sign right here for the station. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh, are we going to put something up here? The station order board is going to go here, and that's almost finished. Let me come down here. Here is the station order board. It's almost finished. This is an Ozark miniature product that you can buy. It's a kit form, and you put it together, you paint it, you glue it. This is going to go up here, and I'm going to get that centered, and so when it's done, it'll look something like that. And that's just another detail to add to the station. So I don't want to put the name of it underneath. It might distract, or I don't know. I've got this nice long space here, and I have a couple benches, so I want to have the station name over here. And I might even put something over here. I don't know yet. But so the first thing we're going to do is this is a fancy one. I paid about $79 for it. It has been well worth it. But as you can see, you can pick. It's got a couple of fonts already pre-installed, and whoa, just gonna let this thing fall off. And you can run it on batteries. You can all sorts of stuff. And so what do I want to go with for this? No. I'm having a hard time picking. Well, you know what? We'll just grab one. We'll do the US. And right now, the size is set to auto. And so it will fill up the label as much as possible. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the cap locks key. I'm going to hit OK to get out of the menu here. And as you can see, it's got my US font. It tells me the size, auto, and all that. Another nifty little thing, it'll tell me over here how long the label will be. Now what I love about these labels is they are UV resistant, they're water resistant. I've got several station signs using this outside for 3, 4, 5 years, and they haven't faded, and they're holding up great. And so I love this machine. You can also, it's got a USB port in the back, and you can plug this into your laptop. And whatever fonts you have on your laptop, you can use this as a printer and print. I have used some railroad fonts that I have on my laptop to print number boards off this, and then put them on locomotives that I was repainting or renumbering. Stan does great work, but if I can save a couple of decals here and there and shorten it up, I will. Love you, Stan. But so I'm going to hit the cap lock key, and this station is actually going to replace the station that's in Robertsville. Robert is my dad, and so this is just a little tribute to him. So I'm just going to start typing Robertsville. You know what? I'm going to stick station on the end of it. And then all you do is just hit print. And within 30 seconds or so, right out of the side here, we have got our label. And again, this is a white label on white. It's a white label with black lettering. You know, I really don't know if I like that or not. It's a little fancy for this station. I don't know. And I can, you know, put it up here. That's sort of the nice thing. I can stick it up here and look at it and go, I don't know. But I'm going to come back over here and just for the fun of it, I'm going to change. I don't know what BRU is. And when I come back, I've still got my Robertsville station, and print this one again. I can always use this one on the back side, so it's not necessarily a waste. Yeah, this is a little bit more what I was looking for, and so there we are. Now, what I like to do is, again, take these labels, stick them onto styrene, and then put them on. Because the building has got the ridges in it, these stick great, but the water will get behind it, and a couple of years down the road, they'll stop peeling. But if I stick them to styrene and then put them on, they will be there forever and ever. So what we're going to do is I'll take these and, like I said, stick them to this and then put them on, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. Alright guys, so I used the label maker and printed out the station name, and this is Robertsville Station. So for this one, because I wanted a little bit longer, I came in and put just a space between the letters and then put 3 spaces here, so it stretches all a bit longer. One of the ones that you saw is down here, and one of the ends was curling up on me, so I put a little piece of tape there. As you can see, it looks really good. And I actually did another one and put it down here, and there's another one on the other side. So that's what the station signs look like. And like I said, you can use a label maker and do those really, really easy, or you can print those up on that same label material I showed you earlier, print them off, cut them out, stick them on the styrene, and go that way. A couple of different ways to go. Then